Not much more exciting in sports than the decisive Game 7.
Wade drives, banks it in. Oh, blocked by Whiteside. Dragic with the spin. A wire-to-wire victory, all Miami Heat.
We got Game 7 in the 6th.
Paul George quiets the crowd.
Oh, Rosen.
Lowry drives and gets the bucket.
Raptors survive.
2 days later, the Heat and Raptors right back to work in Toronto. Chris Bosh in attendance, but still not cleared to play by the Heat, although he wants to play. DeRozan, Lowry, and the Raptors in the second round for the first time since 2001. And Lowry's struggles continued. A season-low 7 points, made 3 of 13 from the field.
He did struggle to shoot it early, but at least he was playing his game, at least in that first quarter, and then things started to change.
Goran Dragic had 10 in the third, 26 in the game, and 51 in his last 2.
And Dragic has been playing extremely well, playing with a lot of confidence. As you see, knocks down the 3 here, gets fouled, but doesn't make the free throw. And he's the leader, he's the engine of that team right now. Not necessarily leader, but he's the engine of the team.
Speaking of leadership, Chris Bosh trying to rally the troops here in a tight ball game up in Toronto. And it's Goran Dragic finding his spot. 10-point lead early fourth for Miami. That was their largest of the game. Back come the Raps. Jonas Valanciunas the tip, and he had 24 and 14.
I tell you what, he was a monster in this game and just giving the Raptors a little bit of hope.
DeMar DeRozan from the baseline, plus the foul. He would miss the free throw, but he made it a 4-point game. He had 22. Now 6 seconds left. Luol Deng the inbound, and it gets away. I know it was shades of OKC and San Antonio, and then Josh Richardson called for a foul. Dwayne Wade was shaken up but would stay in. So Terrence Ross goes to the free throw line, and he splits the free throw. So it's a 2-point Miami lead. Whiteside then fouled at 3.3. And Isaiah, he would split his free throws as well.
Yeah, and in these situations, it's 3 seconds left. They have to inbound the ball, bring it full court. You up 3, so this is a situation where you definitely want to foul. You don't foul, Lowry hits a lone 3-point shot, puts the game in the overtime.
Amazing. Kyle Lowry couldn't buy a basket, and he hits a heave at the buzzer from half court.
And you were wondering, would this be the play that swung the momentum in the Raptors' favor? But there was a guy by the name of Dwayne Wade that was having none of it.
Miami started overtime on an 8-0 run, 4 of those 8 from Wade. He had 7 in the overtime period, and Isaiah 24 in the game.
Yeah, and Wade hit all the shots, made all the big plays offensively and defensively, and they kept him in every play. You see here the ball goes out of bounds off of Wade. The officials rule it. Toronto gets the basketball back, but Dwayne Wade again comes up with a big steal in this situation. And you see his leadership right there on the bench talking about how we got to stay in it. And you see Gamble's right here, gets on the floor, comes up with the steal. They're up 3. He seals the game with the steal. Full court layup, game over. Dwayne Wade, Miami Heat wins the basketball game.
He's one of the best clutch players we've ever seen.
On both sides. You know, you forget the impact this guy can have defensively with the block shots, the steals, you know, just everything you need from your best player when it matters most.
And Miami takes it. They outscore Toronto 12-6 in overtime, win at 102-96. So they snap an 8-game losing streak in road game ones dating back to the 2006 East Finals against Detroit. Meanwhile, the Raptors have lost 7 straight game ones, and this is the 5th consecutive time the Raptors have lost home court advantage in a game one, longest streak in NBA history. Kristen Ledlow was in Toronto, and she caught up with D. Wade.
Well, that was tough. We made some mental mistakes at the end of the regulation that a veteran team shouldn't make. And the half-court shot by Lowry was crazy. But you know what? We went in the huddle, we regrouped, and we came out, and I thought our defense was great. Offensively, we got the ball in the guys' hands that we wanted it in, but we won this game on the defensive end of the floor.
Isaiah, I would like your take on Dwayne Wade, who was Chicago strong in game one.
Yeah, he was, not only was he Chicago strong, but the leadership that he's been showing. And I think he's the best leader in the NBA. He finishes around the basket. He's in great shape. He inspires, he leads defensively and offensively. Not only is he a verbal leader, but he also leads by example, and that's the thing that I love about Dwayne Wade.
And Dwayne Wade coming up with the loose change there on DeRozan. I mean, they had 10 seconds. The game was right there for Toronto, and Wade got him again. Chris Bosh was in Toronto with the Heat for Game 1, but he was not in uniform, as we showed you. Bosh has not played since February 9th due to blood clots in his left calf. He recently reaffirmed his desire to return, but the team reiterated their position that there are no plans to play him. As such, Bosh has asked the Players Union for help. And here's what the NBPA said in a statement on Tuesday. Our top priority is Chris's health and well-being. We have spoken with Chris and his agent, and we have reached out to the Miami Heat. We are hopeful that all parties involved can meet as soon as possible to resolve the situation.